I'm having technical difficulties. We're starting in 1 second, y'all.
The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
On this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr., we welcome Storm Ball rep, Storm Guru, Tim Mack to the show. We're looking forward to talking about Tim's amateur and professional career, the work he's done for SPI, Storm Bowling, the Elias Cup Championships, the now defunct PBA League, Vapegate, and so much more. Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. starts now.
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Ledrup here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5, Rad Rob, Dr. Ocho, and of course JP Jr.
As you know, JP Jr. used to be introduced as the sexiest man in bowling and now the world. But he doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but we'll also give you a raw look into real-life issues. You'll get unfettered access into the mind of one of the most gifted bowlers of this or any other generation.
Strike, and they claim it. Similarly, does it.
So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob Francois. Rad Rob Francois. Dr. Ocho. And the incomparable Johnny Petraglia Jr.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. I am your host, Rad Rob Francois. It's been so long since I've had Popeyes. I've had the grilled chicken lately. I think I mention that every single week. Still love Popeyes, though. Their mashed potatoes with that Cajun gravy. My daughter would say, and anyway. This is episode number 155. We have a very special guest. Before we bring everybody in, let's take a look. I'm sorry for being late, by the way. My computer decided to be a douchebag and not upload my intro video. So, yes, Nico, that's exactly what I was waiting for. Our resident reporter and statistician, Nico Pujar's in the house. What's going on? We got DJ Ricky Smith. What's up? Billy M, what's going on? Welcome. And Beavers, hello. Good evening. Alex Bermudez, good evening from behind the drill press in Modesto, California. Balls deep in balls today. Nice. I can appreciate that, kind of, I think. Chuck Ritchie, never going to be on the show. What's up, buddy? Yes, it is going to be a great show. Stan's in the house. Jason Belmonte's #1 fan. What's going on, brother? Thanks for helping me get the man Tim on here, as well as Skier Szynski, my favorite Pollock. He also helped me get Mr. Mack on the show. Pico, yes, I was having difficulties. I'm sorry. It happens every once in a while. Okay, maybe more than maybe. Half the time I'm waiting for Ocho. That's not true. He's always punctual, actually. I might just change his name to Dr. Punctual. It's Johnny that's always late. But anyways, Crambone's in the house. What's going on, brother? Steve Big Sax is in the house. I do. Let's do it again.
I do.
We love Kyle. There's my favorite Pollock. What's going on, brother? Hey, Big Bear's in the house. Haven't seen you in a while. What's going on, brother? Jeff Cox, Michael Hanlon. Man, we got a whole big group tonight. What's going on? Dale Stewart, Staying Man. What up? And Steve DeFazio. Good evening, everybody. All right, let's bring in my first co-host. He is the man with the golden mask. He is the resident hack from Howell Lanes in New Jersey. Straight out of Ochoville. Everyone's favorite doctor, Dr. Ocho. What's going on, Och?
So, Rob, you said your computer was being a douche something or other. I believe they changed that term to a Rob. So if you have something that is annoying you, it's not performing at its optimal level, it's called a Rob. They were calling it a Francois, but they wanted to keep it to one syllable. Let's get this show on the road here.
Remember when you were nice to me and just said, "Hey, Radical Robert, you don't even do that anymore."
Why? Give me one fucking reason why. Why should I? Just one.
Because we've been working together for the last 6 to 8 years.
Misery. Freaking, you know what? Kathy Bates would be a better freaking host with freaking sledgehammering my legs off with your filibuster in the beginning. Was that? I said misery.
Brian Olsen blames on the chicken.
Now I gave it away because I had some chicken and that fills the pipes.
Well, I got.
Go ahead, get it in there. Get it in there, polio man.
Look at that. I'm working on it.
Bugs Bunny would do that, and then he'd have to hit the bottom gimmick thing.
That is. Oh, Nicole's in the house.
Happy birthday, Nicole! And it was her birthday, maybe 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Happy birthday today.
Good evening, Nicole. Happy birthday.
Look,
all right,
giggling, like the freaking old school door stoppers.
Let's talk about the man that's sitting to your left, to your right. Which way? Which side is he on? Anyway, he's the man with the name of the marquee, The sexiest man in the world, Johnny Petraglia, sitting in the dark, Jr. What's you looking
Hang
dark?
on. Don't you worry about a thing.
God, Ocho, you can't even. JP, what's up, brother?
I say this every single week. Every week, we talk about our guest. Every single week.
True.
But this man that we have tonight, my first ever backer, the Orleans for the tack beef. Yes, the tack before it was even the tat. Number one, the high roller, him, Joe Krakovich, and Roger Gardner. They sent a young man out to Vegas. I screwed it all up. And somehow, some way, at the age of 40, he's still here and he's on our show tonight. And I wish we could have played the song without the copyright infringements, but it's Return of the Mack.
You get about 30 seconds. So
Just
if
so
you
you
do
know.
that,
Nope.
of
Nope.
course you do. Absolutely do.
No, you don't. No.
That shit star. What happened to fair use?
Baxter. But yeah, so happy. Evelyn's here
What
too.
happened to fair Evelyn use?
We have one of I cannot wait to rip this guy's brain apart with the most professional questions ever because I need to know what he does every single week. So
I agree.
without further ado,
I do.
here we go.
Before we do that,
There.
I'm going to play a 15-minute highlight package.
Okay.
Sounds good. All right, and the show's over. Good night. I'm at Rad Rob Gaming at
Thank y'all for being here.
SL.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Dot
Thank you.
fart
Thank you.
ass.
It's 5 minutes, but it's well worth it. As customary, we always play an intro package of our very special guests. Let's take a look at the career of the one and only Tim Mack.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go. Is it 3 bells? Yes, it is.
annihilates the base.
Tim Mack had arguably the greatest amateur bowling career in the history of the sport. Winning more than 70 titles around the world, Mack's infectious exuberance and can-do spirit made him a global bowling star, which ultimately led to the former Penn State football player becoming one of the sport's most influential international ambassadors.
It's not official, Randy, but if I had a vote, that guy has to be the MVP. He did it again! And you can take the Elias Cup on a parade down 4th Street. And there is Charlie Mitchell, the proprietor here in Bow Portland. The hometown team has done it.
Really feel bad for Stu Williams and Del Monte and the rest of their team. They got 0 breaks tonight. It was all Portland all night long.
Well, they deserved it every player came through with a significant contribution tonight, and then when you had to have the big guy at the end, the anchor man, the cleanup hitter, whatever cliche you want to use, whatever term you want to use, Wes Malott came through in studly fashion.
The Lumberjacks back-to-back.
Inside, that's for you! Don't matter. Hook,
It doesn't matter. Portland, the Lumberjacks, champions again in the PBA League. Back-to-back Jacks for the Lumberjacks.
22 years. We're trying to add so fast we can't get the numbers.
Just 6 pins, Wes Malott. He's got 9, and Portland wins for 2022. Elias Cup. Repeat for the first time in PBA League history.
You have got to be kidding me. I have never seen anything like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 open frames in 2.5 frames. 5 opens from the 7.5 frame on. Kill this team. Ogle gets up, leaves a blower 7, misses it. Unbelievable.
Pretty cool, Wes. Bye-bye, Noah. What a finish for the Hall of Famer. We're going to miss you. You're the greatest, brother. I love you.
Because he doesn't mute anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my humble pleasure to welcome the one and only Tim Mack. Tim, good evening, brother. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Man, you guys stumped me with that video. I wasn't prepared for that. I got to be honest with you. So
This is what we do. We're unfettered here.
What's that, brother?
We're unfettered, man. Straight up 5. We do what we got to do, man. Pull up the heartstrings if we need.
Yeah, you got me there, you son of a gun. I just want to say a big thanks to Rob and obviously Ocho. I didn't know your guns were getting bigger every week.
They are. Don't worry. It's like the Earth rotation.
And JP Jr. A lot of respect for what you guys do, and bringing a lot of knowledge and a lot of happiness and just talking bowling and just talking situations and the things you guys have been doing all these episodes is something special. And I'm really privileged to be on here on the show with you guys tonight. So I'm super thankful to get the opportunity to talk to you guys. And man, that video just brings back so many memories. You guys got me on that one. You got me.
I mean, it was like, this is your life, really. Like, that's kind of what it is. You're having all the flashbacks all at once. We've seen it, but now you get to see it through our eyes now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, guys, when you're doing it, you don't think about it, right? I with each year that I get past it now, I don't think about when I was competing and traveling all over the world and winning tournaments and trying to make the impact in bowling and try to make it bigger and better and try to make people's lives better and just try to make an impact and do the right thing. And, now that I'm further away from it, right, the days of me getting on the plane, flying 24 hours, getting my butt kicked, flying back 24 hours, then driving to Wallington and bowling one of Tommy Smith's tournaments and getting back on the plane and flying to Europe and trying to bowl another tournament. And then, you don't think about it. But now I see a video like that, and then I see what you guys, what you guys put together, man. It was like it was all encapsulated in the last 5 minutes. So forgive me for my reaction because I wasn't prepared for it.
I told these guys, and meanwhile, Rob is the one that
he put it together.
Unbelievable.
So,
if I had a cap on,
we're just here. But
thank you.
my cap.
The one thing the highlight reel didn't see was how you created international bowling. And that's where I want to start. And I'm going to be so calm tonight. And I
can't make that promise.
I don't have to say a lot of words because we played the reel of what you did for bowling now. Can you please tell all of our viewers what you did for bowling prior to this? And then we'll get to the walk-on at Penn State.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about the international stuff. Listen, I, like a lot of Americans, didn't realize the scope and the depth of bowling worldwide. Robert Smith, our good friend from Simi Valley, Maximum Bob, who's one of my dear friends. It goes back to 1996, guys. I know I'm taking it back a couple years, but just to try to encapsulate everything for you and put it together. Robert asked me to, I was bowling a World Team Challenge event with him, Barry Asher, Mike Devaney, and Billy Myers Jr. And after that event, Robert was going to go travel overseas to Singapore. I said, and he goes, "Hey, you want to come to Singapore with me?" I'm like, "Where's that at?" Like everybody else, I didn't know where it was. He's like, yeah, I'll go with you. He's like, "Yeah, you're just going to have to average 190 and you can make money." I'm like, it can't be that hard, you know. American from New Jersey, we're used to averaging 220, 230. We bowl 300 quite a bit, you know. Little did I know what I was in for. So that's where it really started. I went on a trip with Robert. And the Singapore people, I traveled to Singapore. It was the first time I had ever left the country in the United States. And the respect that the people in Singapore gave to the sport and to myself and Robert, who showed up there to bowl, it was incredible. And listen, I knew how it felt to be respected playing a sport, playing college football for Joe Paterno and playing at Penn State. Playing with the guys that I played with, and how much, you know, just society in general would respect you because you played for doing football. But bowling, we always seem to be put on the back burner. Well, this week was different, guys, and it changed my life. It literally changed my life. 1 week changed my life and changed the course of where I was going. Storm Products at that time, I had thrown their balls in 1995, and now I got my first contract. So all these people out there that won contracts and these big numbers, get $250 on 4 balls for the year. Okay. But we were a startup company. I couldn't believe that I could get that. And Corbett Austin and the late Bill Chrisman had the ultimate belief in me and Robert, and they gave us some balls and a couple bucks. God bless Bill. We love you. And off I go. I get on the plane. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I took all $5,000 to my name and just went. Next thing I knew, we show up to the first qualifying squad. There's like 350 people in the back of the bowling center watching us bowl. Qualifying. Bowl the tournament. Somehow I led the qualifying, and then we got to you bowled 30 games of qualifying, 10, 10, and 10. And at any time, Johnny and Rob, if anybody bowled 300 at any time during the tournament, it was $100,000.
Wow.
At any time. So, for example, they'd say, if we're in game 3 of the B block, and JP Jr. is up there and he goes, and he's on 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Petraglia Jr. has the front 7 in a row. Please step off the approach while he commences number 8. Number 8, 9, number 10. They'd make announcements for insurance companies to try to obviously, you know, put more pressure on you. So I'm like, well, I want to bowl 300. We bowl 300 all the time in America. Well, the lane condition wasn't as what we were used to seeing either. This was prior to Kegel. This is prior to Kegel getting over there and getting there, you know, before they got their imprint on lanes. So I led the tournament. I ended up bowling Robert in the step ladder. Robert beats me, and then Robert loses to a spinner. We finished second, third. Amazing experience the whole week. I met Andrew Frawley, who Johnny knows. Rob, I don't know if you know Andrew. He's one of my best friends in Australia. He's actually the first Australian
male. Made a show.
Made the show in the 2008 World Championships here in Indianapolis. And I saw him throw the front 10 strikes, and I sat on the steps and I went, holy shit, I'm going to watch someone bowl 300 for $100,000. and he didn't get it. He shot 289. And long story short, from that, we got flown to Korea from the Korean youth coach. And when we got to Korea, they filmed Robert and I for 3 days straight. We worked with the national team and the junior national team. And when we got there, all the national team had mega detectors on, wrist guards, the men. And all of them threw it straight up the lane. They filmed us for 3 days. And you can ask some people at Storm, Corbett, Austin, and even Robert Dong. And, the next time I went back to Korea, everybody had late timing, hot backswing, and it was hooking it across the lane. It basically changed the entire country.
Timmy, Robert gave me my first break ever when I moved to Vegas 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And then after that, we drilled balls together at
Sure.
Red Rock. And love you, Dennis Matthews. Love you, Jerry Frangamano. All obviously, But I have a question. After I moved there, I watched the national championships of the World Team Challenge, which I feel like I'm just behind. I'm 40. I feel like I'm just behind the years where talk about the World Team Challenge, dude. Please.
Yeah, I mean, when we
talk
both,
about the Black Thunder, the Purple Lightning. Talk to me like the man that I love and have loved for at least 30 years.
listen, it was a different time in bowling, guys. I say it all the time. We bowled in a golden age of bowling at that time. When the PBA tour was a little different. Obviously, the financial side of things were a little bit different. Amateur bowling. If you look at all the guys that are on tour now, they all bowled all the mega bucks, and a lot of those guys are Hall of Famers. So the team challenges were brutally difficult to bowl on. The lane condition was brutal. 5-man team events, the massive amounts of money that were being thrown around each squad for brackets and pots was astounding. I remember in the 1996, this is the first time I bowled with Barry Asher, the great Barry Asher, Hall of Famer, obviously Robert Smith, Billy Myers Jr., who was the Rookie of the Year, and then Mike Devaney, PBA champion, great bowler. I can't hear you, Johnny.
You're muted, John.
Oh, no.
Oh, he was telling me something. He was giving me tidbits.
Sorry.
He's
Okay,
filling me in.
So
I'm
we bowled the first event in California. I hadn't met Billy and Mike until I walked into the set team with them. Hadn't met them.
Wow.
Robert asked me remember the Lilac Scratch Challenge up in Rochester, New York at Olympic Lanes?
Oh, yeah.
Great tournaments. We were bowling Lilac Scratch Challenge. Robert, luckily, they had bowled an event in California and they lost out of Brooklyn. And they said, we need to change a team member. Will you bowl with us? And in between the high roller and the eliminator. I said, are you serious? I'm like, of course I will. So we bowl, I met those guys when we walked in the set team. It's 1 through 75-man team. Full showboat.
Wow.
The showboat.
That's
Bowlers
wild.
everywhere. There's bracket sheets for 50 lanes.
That's just a cool. Why don't they film this? Man, like, dude, that is such theater right there. My God.
We shoot 10:04. We're in every bracket. We had a bracket sponsor. His name was Casey Beasley, the late Casey Beasley. Rest in peace. We are in every bracket, every team bracket, and we were in a bunch of individuals. We shoot 10:04, 10:40, 10:70. We lead. No one else bowls 3 1000s. They give us a paper bag, and we fill all the money in the paper bag. I don't know if you guys saw the bowling film.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert's in the house.
There it is. Yeah. Love me, Robert Smith. Robert remembers this. I can tell you right now.
What's up, brother?
We after the first squad, we go upstairs into the room with Casey Beasley and my team, and we dump the bag on the bed. And there's money everywhere. And
I'd have rolled through it naked, but that's just me. It's my own doing. Don't blame me. It's my own doing.
Hey, Ocho, don't worry, brother. I jumped in there with my clothes on and just threw the money up.
That's what can you do?
Scrooge McDuck. Hell yeah.
Rolled around in the money. I couldn't. I listen. I was 24 years old. I'd never seen that much money in my life.
I would do that at my age, and I'm ageless and timeless. Oh my God, that is wild.
So we're I couldn't believe it. And then we go down the next squad, and we run them over again. And we cast for like $34,000 and then almost $70,000 in the two blocks.
Did you bowl good because you already knew how good you it's almost like your arm is freed up because all right, we just crushed them this day. Like we're gonna.
Yeah, but I mean, we wanted to win.
Question.
Obviously, we wanted to win too because that's obviously
of course, but
yeah, I mean, you bowl that. I mean, you bowl that good. The first squad,
you're carrying some confidence over, man.
Yeah, we're on house money, but
So,
we also had the lead.
Tim, I know Rob has a question. Rob, go.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna keep spitting. So is obviously.
Sorry, guys.
So
if I talk too much, just tell me.
is
I'll shut up.
Evelyn.
No, you're
Rob,
you're
go,
fine.
go, go.
It's all good. No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't understand why certain bowlers didn't make the tour. Like speaking of World Team Challenge, like Mike Lichtenstein, who I grew up with at Bradley Bowl.
Lifestyle.
Phenomenal bowler.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not for him. Not for him.
That's what
all the talent in the world. No doubt in my mind, if he wanted to, if that's what he wanted to do, didn't want to do it. Mike's one of the all-time. Mike's an unbelievable bowler.
Still.
Made shows at the Masters, made shows at the doubles with Patrick Allen.
Yep.
Talent level wasn't the case. I don't think, for me personally, and I don't think that's doing that grind to grind back then in that time in the mid '90s and the money that was out there. That's why a lot of guys didn't go out, and also, it was a different time. That's why the amateur guys were making so much money. That's why it took until 1998 and 1999 for Barnes and Mika to go out on tour. Mika didn't go out till he was 32. Barnes went out when he was 27, 28. He missed probably another 5 years. We probably would have won 4 or 5 more times, maybe even more. I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense.
Lifestyle and financial, and it was different. It was different.
Well, he still cleaned up at Neba's and everything else, and in the Northeast. So, I mean, he was happy doing what he was doing. At least.
Mike Lichtenstein's one of the best to put his hand in the bowling ball in my era. The guy's a winner. And I was blessed that my first couple team challenges, I got to bowl with Mike Lichtenstein, Chris Soule, Chris Viale, Patrick Allen. That was my team that I made my first TV show at Thruway Lanes in Buffalo, New York, and Cheektowaga.
Yeah.
And we lost the final. We lost the final. The 10-pin had feet. I couldn't make the 10-pin. It was a little difficult for me to make it. It had little feet. It was moving.
That's a hell of a team, though. Seriously.
Oh, it was unbelievable. That was my first TV show. We were the Columbia Coup de Seas.
Yep, that's right. I remember that.
It was unbelievable. I mean, how lucky am I? I get to bowl with those guys.
Right. No. And Chris Viale is always here in the chat, too. So, I mean,
Chris sponsored me and helped me get my start. I'm forever indebted to Vic and Chris Viale. I mean,
and Red Rob, by the way, Chris Viale frequents us every single week.
Pretty much, yeah.
I hope he's here right now.
Yeah, he's a very important person in my life.
He is one of the 5 for me.
Hey, that's Timmy Floyd up there.
It was Soule, Lichko, it was PA, that's, and obviously the men we have here tonight. That's my group. That's the guys, dude.
Oh, there's Robert Smith to basically confirming what he said.
And then I grow up with guys like Bill O'Neill, Mike Fagan, John Van Hees. Those are the guys. Jose Izales, Jen Russo, Kelly Kulik. I mean, I'll spit. You want to talk about awesome people?
Sure.
I'm so sorry to do this right now, but I have to. This man right here, for everybody watching, when I was 17 years old, sent me out to Las Vegas with $1,000, along with Roger Gardner and Joe Krakovich. Love you guys, all 3 of you. And I was the biggest worthless asshole ever. I was. And
still are, Johnny.
Somehow,
they didn't know that, though.
Thank you, Rob. Somehow, some way, we have him here now. We have the first man that ever gave me money and said, go do something. And the fact that he's here right now telling us all about himself, and the entire world needs to hear it, because, I mean, respectfully, who walks on to fucking Penn State and makes the goddamn team?
I
Johnny.
did as a wrestler, not as
Hi,
a football
Johnny.
player.
Hi,
I'm just-
Mr. Rudiger. Mr.
J-
Rudiger.
JP,
How are you?
I was a 103 pounder.
JP, Mrs. Malot's in the house.
There she is,
What?
Sarah. She makes great cookies. Love me, Sarah.
Sarah. I'll tell you about the day that Sarah drove me home when I was hammered in Vegas. Sarah, thank you so much for taking me home. I love you.
Yeah.
Get Sarah on next week to tell us
I got to hear that story. Yeah.
But Tim, like, you're talking, forget about bowling real quick. Like, what I wish I had that brain the same way Ocho has. I wish I had the brain to just go and do something and not give a flying rat's ass about the consequences. You walked up there and like, what was your thought walking in and walking out? Because not a lot of bowlers will ever experience that.
No. Listen, my Penn State experience helped shape me as the human being I am today, and helped me learn things about how I carry myself. I'm really proud when it comes to when I talk about Penn State, because I beat the odds there. For me personally, when I went there, I bowled for the university. That's why I went. My high school girlfriend went there. It was an opportunity for me to bowl for the university. But the day I got on campus, the first person I met in classroom was a guy named Reggie Givens, and unbelievable, big, strong guy. And we hit it off immediately in my English class. And obviously, I found out that he played for the football team and didn't think anything of it. But after my first year, I missed football. I did. So I told my high school coaches, I said, I'm going to walk on and try to play football at Penn State. And they laughed at me. Except, a couple of coaches didn't laugh at me. I had a couple guys believe in me, say, well, go do it. And I've been in the mantra that if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to prove you wrong. It's
right.
It's the best motivation you can have.
It's the best
100%.
motivation, right? You can have. People say you can't do it. Okay. And I'll say, sure. Yeah. I remember Paul, how's it going? Great to see all the fans on here and all the people and all my friends on here that I've been able to, people that follow the show. This has been great. But so many people said, I couldn't do it, but I got to be really friendly with another guy that ended up becoming one of my college roommates for a year, Tyson Thomas. He started at Penn State as a freshman. He was a defensive back and wideout, and he started as a freshman under Joe Paterno. That just didn't happen in 1989, 1990. But I got with him. I made the team the first year, and I got to play in the spring game, the blue-white game, and it was great. I mean, there's 35, 40,000 people. You're playing in the stadium. I had a couple tackles on the special teams, and this was great. But I'm trying to make the full team. So I got cut. And I said, I can make this team. And I walked into Joe Paterno's office, and we had a meeting. And he said, "Yeah, I'll tell you how he said it to me." He goes, "Timmy, I don't think you got what it takes to play Division I football." I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I was like, so I looked at him and I said, "Joe, I'll be back here in 3 months, and don't say I didn't tell you so. I'm going to make this team. I'm going to help us win a championship."
Oh yeah.
I left. I was in tears in my eyes, and then I just became a man possessed. I worked out, trained like you couldn't believe. I would, just train with Tyson and train, obsessed.
You were following the program, is what you were doing. Is you were doing it right. Your food was on point. Your training was on point.
Everything.
Your technique was on point. Like you were. It wasn't just going to hit some weights every once in a while. It was a
no.
It was a lifestyle. It became your lifestyle.
Exactly.
That's when you become obsessed because he fucking told you. There we go. I fucking love this shit.
He told me I couldn't do it, and I just went. I got enraged, and I'm like,
"All right, motherfucker."
Okay.
Hey, Joe Pa.
And then I just became possessed, and everything I did was to go out and prove everybody wrong that said I couldn't make it. My high school girlfriend broke up with me. gave me more incentive to do it.
There you go.
And
less distractions. Women weaken legs. We all know that. Everybody knows the line.
Yeah, and then it was game on. And then I had made the team again in the fall. 150 guys were tried out. 2 guys made it. I was one of them. 2 or 3 guys. They only took a couple guys. And then as we were walking in the squad room, I put my arm around Joe and I said, "I told you I'd be there. Get in there, Timmy. Get in there. Get in there." He said, "So
hey, fuck you. I quit." No, I'm kidding. I'm calling.
Yeah, right.
So off.
No, that's a statement right there, man. That is a statement.
Yeah, I had an unbelievable run. I helped John Whitman with we became close because he was
ex-Steeler John Whitman.
Yeah, he was a running back, good buddy. He ended up being a great football player. He was a great fullback.
Great fullback for the Steelers, absolutely. 96 for the Steelers against the Colts, mowed him over, man.
Yeah, he was a stud. And when Brian O'Neill, he was out with a back injury, and
actually, and back injury ended Whitman's career, by the way. Just
so
you know.
Yep, I know, because it's a brutal sport.
It's not ballet, that's for sure.
Yeah, I got to play.
This is my doctor.
Legit chiropractor.
Unlicensed. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Listen, I got to play with the best of the best. My last year there, I roomed with. I had some issues with some of my housing things, so I was able to. In Nittany Apartments, I stayed in the living room and it was me, Kajana Carter, Andre Johnson, Marlon, Marlon Forbes, and Bobby Ingram.
Jesus! Oh my God!
Yeah, so
God! First of all, we should already be enamored that you're here, but oh my God!
I'll pull up a picture. I got my little Penn State file on my phone because everybody. It's pretty funny, so I'll show you that.
Oh, walks on.
See if you can see that. That's me, Kajana, in college.
Kajana Carter, #1 draft choice for the Bengals, man.
Look at the hair.
Yeah, and there's me and Joe. Remember, guys, this is before camera phones.
And
me and Joe.
True.
It's also before the scandal, too. Just FYI. Sorry.
Yeah. And then if you guys remember Mike Archie and Bobby Ingram, there's Bobby Ingram
was their stud wide receiver. He was wide receiver, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then there's me and my brother. JP know that. That's my brother James. And then there's me in the game.
Has that photo. It's actually framed.
That's so badass.
This is badassery. Straight up 5. You don't know what you're going to get. We're going to talk bowling. We're going to talk Tim Mack amateur career. Nope, we're going to talk about his football career. Tim Mack destroying people, telling people that I'm going to do what you said I can't. Unfettered and badassery.
Unreal, dude.
So Tim.
Yeah. Guys, when you play with that caliber of athlete, my work ethic just changed. My mindset just changed. Everything just changed. And
it's a different breed, though, right? Like it really is. Like these guys are not. They're not. Yeah, that's what people don't get, and you get it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. We armchair quarterback everything, but I actually played with these guys and was on the field with these guys, and all 12 of the offense that I played with all went to the NFL, all of them. And then the second team, all the skill positions went, and like 7 or 8 guys on defense went.
This is the best of the best of the best. You're talking about top echelon.
So how do you relate it to bowling?
Work ethic,
I took that work ethic, that mindset, and that preparation. Joe Paterno taught you about make sure you're being prepared, right? Mentally prepare yourself for all situations. So when I started to bowl and got more serious about bowling, I would take some of the things I learned on the football field into my bowling career and how I went about my bowling. I trained harder. I knew I was doing the things outside of the bowling center that were going to help benefit me to hopefully have success moving forward. As far as staying in shape, I've never been a guy that's I'm not a party guy, so I've never had a drink or a smoke or anything like that in my life. I lived my focus.
You were dedicated. That's also true.
Yeah, my focus.
It's a mindset.
Yeah, my focus was just different, and the work ethic and knowing what it takes to play at the Penn State level to be on that field. And then equating that to the highest level of bowling, and understanding what real true team is, like real true what true sacrifice is for your teammate. All right, for your guy that's sitting next to you. All right, I didn't have to go out with the left tackle or the defensive back, but when we walked in the building and walked on the field, I had his back no matter what, no matter what. And understanding team culture and really diving into it. And I think maybe that's where some of the successes come from, the team events that I've been part of, as far as the Elias Cup and also team bowling. You know, we did well in team bowling as well. So all that is connected together, no doubt.
Let me ask you this then. With all the amateur success that you had, and forgive me if I don't know your entire backstory, which is why I'm glad that you're here.
Sure.
What kept you from having success on the tour? From what I understand, was it injuries?
Well, when I was in my prime and bowling around the world from 24 to 33, I had no desire to bowl on tour.
Okay.
At that time, Bill Crispin and I had a plan. You know, I was trying to build the international market for Storm, help get Storm more noticed around the world, in Europe, in Asia, everywhere, in the Middle East, everywhere. So we stuck with that plan.
Gotcha.
And financially, it was a way better opportunity for me. So it made no sense for me to go out and bowl in 1997, 98 for $16,000 on a summer swing when we could bowl for more money in other tournaments around the world. And that's what I decided. That was my choice. And thank God I did, because I felt like I was able to hopefully make a good impact and a positive impact on the world of bowling to help influence those bowlers to come here today, which obviously you see has happened. So for me, when I joined the tour, when the Microsoft executives took over and they were going to go to an exempt tour, and my shoulder was already bad. Earlier in the year, I got misdiagnosed in 2003 in March. I was in Singapore and I was bowling a tournament, and that's the year finally that I shot 300 for the 100,000 finally, and then won the tournament. But my whole arm was black and blue when I woke up on the final day. We didn't know why. My shoulder had already started to have some problems on the inside, and it was a combination of the football and bowling, because I used to have a pretty high swing, and little hereditary. My mother doesn't have very good joints in her body, so it was like the perfect storm. And actually, the first PBA event I bowled, I led in Chicago, and then funny story, because that was the best of 7 matches. I bowled Walter Ray when then they brought the cameras out, and then all guys started giving me crap about, yeah, big shot. He's on camera. I'm like, this is what I want to be part of.
Right.
I want to have these guys. You know, we're here to try to make it better. I'm like, I told my girlfriend, who's my wife now, Brenda, I'm like, what a terrible environment this is. Like, you can't even appreciate your own professionals. Like, what is this? And I bowled Walter. I beat him in 6. I bowled Amaletto. I beat him in 6. And then I lost to Mika for the TV show in 6. Funny, I lost to an international guy
right.
on the first event.
Right.
And then my shoulder started going downhill by the end of the season. It wasn't really great. And then I was in no shape really to bowl the tour trials. I tried. I got multiple injections in 04, and had the surgery not too long after that in 05. So I tried the PTQ in the fall. I could bowl 9 games. I was doing it with too much ibuprofen, and my shoulder was going. At the end, I couldn't brush my teeth.
Wow.
So my shoulder had gone, and then from 2005 to 2008, it took me 4 years to get to just to 15 pounds.
Wow.
So I wasn't even a member.
Yeah,
I didn't even bowl any of that stuff. And then I felt a little pressure to bowl, to get out and bowl from some people, and I won the Bahrain Open, which was a PBA title in 06. I beat Jason Belmonte. He was 21 years old and the superstar, and obviously we were friends. And and I used a 13-pound agent. That was my second tournament back after shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
And I won with 13 pounds.
Wow.
And yeah, I have that on video. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and some people have that as a PBA title now. So hey, Handpay Legend, there he is. Love me some Handpay Legend. Art. Yeah. So
my teammate, I just realized that I was talking for like the last 8 minutes. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You're talking about the physical. You're talking about how you got where you are. But do me one favor and do our viewers one favor. It's you, Mike Newman, Robert Smith, Dave Gwindon, Don Scudder. There's a different world of bowling that you introduced. Those are all the guys here. But you brought international bowling here. I know you told us about Robert and going out to Singapore. I got that. But can we talk about the mindset? Can we talk about your brain? Because your brain is so brilliant. It's so stupid. It is so fast. And it is so good. I just want to know if you wake up every single day trying to crush something.
Johnny, what I do every day, and I tell my daughter the same thing, I tell my wife the same thing, and it doesn't always happen. And I learned this at Penn State. And I'm going to tell you exactly what Joe Paterno told me and told us. You either get better or you get worse. You don't stay the same. So I choose to try to get better every day. Now, whether it's if you hold a door for somebody that maybe you wouldn't hold the door before, or you took the extra 2 minutes on the treadmill, or you took the extra 4 minutes in the sauna, or you took the extra 5 minutes to help a friend out that was in need. You try to get better every day. And I've tried to live my life like that. I told my Brenda, who's my wife now, I told her, I said,
so tomorrow when you wake up, what are you going to do?
Tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going to try to improve myself on the treadmill than I did yesterday. I'm going to try to go a little faster, and I'm going to try to get a little stronger, and I'm going to try to make sure that anybody around me in need that needs help. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. It needs help.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Johnny. I kept seeing you putting your dog on your shoulder, and my wife decided to leave my dog outside and didn't know it. So I had to go get my dog. So, yeah, my dog's a little bigger. But you don't know what it's going to be, Johnny. All you know is you put your head on the pillow at night, and you just want to try to be a little bit better. You want to try to be a little bit better of a human being and try to do some things. Maybe it's not better for yourself. Actually, you've improved somebody else's day. And really, that's how I live my life. I mean, I'm a straight shooter. There's no pulled punches, and people know where they stand with me. But that's what I try to do every day. And I think if you do that, it puts you in a better mental space, and it tries to give you one leg up, because you're always trying to get yourself to a better spot than you were before.
Everybody knows your affections for Jason Belmonte, obviously. What did you think when you first saw him bowl?
Yeah, listen, I've had to answer this question a lot. We've got the documentary crew followed us around, so I've obviously had an opportunity to talk about Jason quite a bit.
Sure.
Andrew Frawley, who I mentioned earlier in the show, he was obviously one of my best friends. He kept telling me about this kid. You got to see this kid bowl. This special two-handed kid. You're not going to believe it. So, long story short, the first time I see him is in 1999 on a TV show, a Skins Game TV show in Australia. And he's standing back in the back of the approach, and he runs full speed. Here's this fresh-faced kid, no facial hair, straight out of straight from the country, standing at the back of the approach, he runs to the foul line, flips the ball off with two hands, standing up in the air, and I'm like, and pins go flying everywhere. And I looked at it, I looked at my girlfriend, who's my wife now. I said to Brenda, I said, holy shit, he can't do that again. There's no way. Oh, he got his ball out. He did it again and again and again and again. And I knew I had seen something super special. I knew it was different. And I actually have the picture of when the time I met Jason on my phone. I do show it to some people, but only with his approval, so I won't show it tonight. But when he starts going into these Hall of Fame inductions, which he's going to, I will be bringing that picture out, just like Mike Weinert broke out some pictures of Billy O'Neill on Saturday. But I saw something so unique, Rob and Johnny. I saw something I'd never seen before. I called Bill Crispin on the phone. I said, Bill, I've seen something like I've never seen before. We need to get this kid balls yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, not today, not tomorrow. They need to be here now. He's like, are you sure? You sure? I'm like,
yeah.
Yes. I'm sure.
Yes.
And really that's where we met the first time we met. And then we started bringing him over to Vegas and started bringing him internationally into tournaments. And at that time I was pretty decent. I was an okay bowler. And from the 1999 to 03.
Tim, I was in the Orleans. This must have been 12 years ago, 15 years ago. My dad is there for Bowl Expo, and Belmo comes up and says, Mr. Petraglia, I would love to bowl with you. I would love to bowl a doubles tournament with you. And they bowl together, and then Dad says after he walks off, he goes, this guy's going to be good. He's going to change the game.
Yeah, and I told those, Johnny, I told them. I told the PBA guys, it's coming. You guys have no idea the onslaught that's coming. And when he figures it, and then they would say, well, you bowled internationally and you didn't dominate. And he's not. I'm like, guys, I was broken, and I was not the same guy I was in 1998 to 2003. I wasn't. And that's reality. And I said, guys, when he figures it out, he's gonna leap bounds around some events. He's going to lead by 400 and 500. It's going to happen. And
Tim, what do you say to the people that say that you're too aggressive? Like, what do you say to the people that when you actually answer, like, oh, what's 2 + 2? Oh, it's 4. Fuck you. Like that. Like, what do you say to those people? Because you have to encounter them once in a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you
how do you deal with that?
You encounter your detractors all the time. I had to deal with it for quite a long time. Guys saying I didn't beat anybody and the caliber of bowler wasn't any good. And I'm like, listen, if you go back and look, you know, and the guys that I played against, you know, they've all had success everywhere, including in America. You know, Mika Koivuniemen didn't learn to bowl in America, you know. Jason Belmonte didn't learn to bowl in America. You know, Don Barrett didn't learn to bowl in America. You know, these guys are, you know, it's the best of the best. Lasse Lintilä from Finland. You know, there's a plethora of bowlers over there that never got, you know, that decided to go their route. So that's why I was so adamant about trying to get more guys together and have a true world tour. Tom Clark's vision of the World Series of Bowling has been the closest thing we've seen, really. Yeah. But it doesn't get all the Korean bowlers here. It doesn't get all the European bowlers here. But he's done a great job with what he's had. And a true world tour would be something really special because the talent level and the talent pool, as you can see, even this World Series of Bowling, you had 3 international guys win the pattern championships.
So what would you do if that actually came a front? Like what would you do? Would you be a coach, a bowler? Like, what would Tim Mack do?
Listen. There's no substitute for throwing it, Johnny. There isn't. But this kind of inhibits me a little bit. You know, that's my second shoulder replacement along with this one. So they inhibit me a little.
Jesus.
You know,
Let's go.
We bowled the first World Series together on 21 and 22 in at Thunder Bowl, and we were talking about it at the Masters. I'm like, yeah, somehow I got lucky. I got by in 6. I don't want a rematch because he's way better than me. But to answer your question, Johnny, probably at this stage of my career, I'd probably be a mentor or coach to try to help bowling just be in a better spot and help it achieve what we all think it can. So yeah, I'd love to bowl, obviously. When the lights aren't on, I'm still working. I know I need a miracle to try to compete at the highest level again, but I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. I do. I believe in miracles, and I think I can get there. I do.
Getting back to Belmo just for a second to kind of put a bow on all that.
Sure.
You knew he was great. You had the foresight to know that he had something special. But I mean, when it's all said and done, did you really think he was going to be arguably the greatest of all time?
Listen, I mean, it's hard. That's hard to predict, right, Rob? But I did know that he was going to be super special because he had success at every level. And I speaking of that, by the way, you know who's calling me? Andrew Frawley from Australia.
Oh, nice.
I knew he was going to be great, but how do you predict someone's going to win 15 majors and change the sport of bowling? You don't. Very true. You don't. I knew that he was going to be something super special. And I've had a front row seat to 14 of his 15 majors. I've been, I've got to witness it. He's super special. You know, there's no doubt about it. I've got nothing but positive, amazing things to say about Jason. He's the impact that he's had in the sport of bowling, you can't be questioned. I mean, it is what it is, and he's the standard. He's the greatest major champion of all time, and that's how we measure our great champions is by majors.
Right, Rob. Can I steal this, or do you have?
No, go ahead, John.
Something?
No, go ahead.
Tim, my father, who is one of the most respectful men I've ever met, told me about Jason before I met him, and to this day, I could not back you up anymore. He's almost you in my eyes. In my eyes. He is perfect. He's perfect. He's perfect. Just like you.
Just think about what he has to deal with every time he walks into a bowling center.
And he does it.
Okay.
Yeah, the expectations.
Face, and he's gentle. He is Derek Jeter. He's Aaron Judge. He is Keith Don Mattingly. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just named 3 Yankees, even though I'm a Met fan. Thank you, Ocho. Thank you. His mask is off, so he won't sit. He won't
come over and visit.
He's Tony Gwynn. There's
listen. Think about this for a second. Every time he walks into a bowling center, nobody wants him to bowl well except him.
True.
And obviously us as tour reps, but none of his competitors are really rooting hard for him unless it's a doubles and Billy O'Neill's bowling with him. And then
why?
The expectation.
Why do people think that way?
People hate winners.
Yeah.
They're jealous.
I mean, what EJ Tackett is doing right now is mind-boggling. He's going to win He's going to win the 3rd Player of the Year award in a row.
Yep.
But what Belmo revolutionized. He just basically put two-handed bowling on the map and then took it to a different level, and has really, his win rate. If you go back and look at look at his record in majors, like how many TV shows he's made in the major championship, it's a staggering number.
Yeah.
Staggering number. So to think of, Johnny, we've been around great bowlers. Your dad's one of the all-time greats.
He's got more majors than my Hall of Fame father has titles.
Yeah. When you put that,
and he's my age. He's my age.
Yeah.
41.
And he's got more about rough. Like, or Earl. You don't do it. Duke, Pete, like you just don't talk about Walter Ray. You don't talk about those guys. They are here, and EJ is slowly rolling up.
Yeah, they're the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Really, really actually doing just fine.
I mean, Simo too. Simo is on the cusp of
Simo is the best.
doing the same thing that EJ is.
Simo's right there too.
One of my dearest friends, and amazing with what he can do with a bowling ball. But Tim, I gotta go back to you. Did I cut somebody off?
Nope, go ahead.
But Tim, you gotta remember something, dude. What this generation doesn't see is what I saw. The Black Thunder, the Lightning, the Blue Thunder, the just kicking everybody's caboose every single week. And they see the knowledge now, but they don't really know. God, I don't even know what to. Rob, help me.
He was dominant. Obviously, he's won 70 titles on 5 different continents and 30 countries. I mean, it's just you were and still are. I mean, you're a fantastic bowler.
Yeah, I was throwing storm balls in the beginning when they weren't popular to throw, right? Okay, so where people are like, what are you going to throw a storm ball? You can't beat me. I've got this ball. I got that. I'm like, and now they're really popular to throw, and they have been for a long time. So I take solace in that. I take a lot of pride in that. I take a lot of there's a lot of great people that have helped at Storm. You got your Corbett Austin, your Hank Boomer Shines, our former president, Dave Sims, our current president now, Tyler Jensen, and there's just a lot of great people, Steve Klumpkin, a lot of smart minds, at Chris Schlemmer and we got Alex Hoskins downstairs, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And then we've got great people upstairs, and I take a lot of pride in being part of trying to help build something that was unique and special. I just got a chance to spend time with Barb Christman last week. I haven't seen her in quite some time. I got a chance to spend some quality time with her at the Hall of Fame dinner, and also obviously when Jesper Svensson won the TV show, that was obviously great for us. What you guys probably don't know is I met Jesper when he was 7 years old and bowled against his father in Sweden in league.
Wow. Great, man.
Jesper when he was 7. Okay. And been behind Jesper his whole career, and watched him win. So that was a really, really, really cool win and really big win for Jesper on Sunday. Paul Pinto, my first Black Thunder, I made the team challenge my friend with the Black Thunder and also the Lightning Storm, the Purple Lightning. So
Tim,
good times.
I'm going to pass this to Rob, but one more question from me.
Sure.
Just one. How are you so awesome?
I appreciate it, Johnny.
That's actually all I got.
Listen, I've obviously known you for a long time, your family for a long time, and I feel like I've learned patience as I've gotten older. And like I said, I try to be the best version I can be of myself. I screw up, I make mistakes, I do, but I try to do the best I can. And I've felt that if you're honest and people know who you are, you don't pull any punches. You don't pull any punches. That's how I feel. So if you're true to yourself and you look in the mirror and the mirror looks back at you and you like what the mirror sees, you're doing okay. If it's called, there's a little poem, Johnny, I want you to look at. It's called "The Man in the Looking Glass." Look it up on Google. And but the mirror looks back at you. If you like what you see, you're gonna live a happy, healthy life, and the people around you are gonna be happy. So I love my girls, I love my wife, I love my daughter. I'm blessed to be in bowling, right? I don't want to talk, negative part of it.
No idea the amount of people you just reached with that statement. Rob, I'm done talking. I love you.
It's true. You can usually tell whether someone is genuine or not. And I can honestly say, from everyone I've talked to, and even with all the people that have been in here tonight that have stopped by to say hi, you are one of the most humble, genuine, honestly good, down to earth people.
Thanks, man.
In the sport. And I love your story about going international and saying, I want to make my mark here. I want to grow the sport. That does more obviously than you would being out there every single week. That's a more of a legacy than you could ever leave on the lanes bowling on tour. And that's an amazing legacy. It honestly is.
Yeah, Rob, you were talking about the international stuff. I've been to 70 plus countries in the world, and I remember one swing in 2000. I'll never forget it. I was in Brazil at the Carnival Storm Open in Rio de Janeiro during the Carnival. Then a crazy time. I had a four frame roll off with Arturo Quintero 4 times, and I was able to win. And then I got on a plane, flew back home. I won the tournament on Thursday. Then flew home to Newark to London, bowled in a shopping center on the World 10-Pin Masters in England, in London, and then won. And then went down to Singapore and bowled a tournament in Singapore and got to spend all three different countries, 3 different cultures, 3 different. It just it helps imprint you and make you really appreciate where we come from, but also what they have and what they do great as well. And I will tell you this: every time international bowlers bowl well, I always have a soft spot in my heart. And it's company aside, when the international players bowl well, I have a very soft spot in my heart for those guys, because I've been to a lot of places, and been over the Great Wall, been a Great Wall of China, and I've seen Mona Lisa. I've been inside the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. I've walked across the Sydney Harbor Bridge, and it's all because of bowling. And also Storm had a lot to do with that. So without them, I wouldn't have been able to travel the world and do the things I did. And Bill Crispin believed in me, and so did Corbett. And I'm going to try to continue to keep Bill's, his passion alive, and try to lead by example with our new team that we have in place. And I'm a team guy. I feel like there's strength in numbers, Rob, and the more people you can impact and affect, and the more people you have on your side, the better you're going to be. So that's where the team aspect comes from me.
You mentioned Chris Schlemmer. We had Schlem on the show a couple weeks ago, and another fantastic guy. Obviously, really good friend of yours. It's amazing the team of people that SPI has put around. And there's all the brands are great, right? We know Brunswick has a great team too, but
sure,
Storm keeps producing winners.
Yeah, and listen, I have Bill Crispin told me a long time ago. He said, always respect your competitors, right? I have a tremendous amount of respect for Corey Dykstra and his team, and Brian Graham and those guys and what they do up there, and Bugsy Kelly. They do a phenomenal job. They're helping bowling too.
Yeah.
And I also how about Scott, the Wilbur family and all the motive people.
Yep.
Brett Spangler, we hug every week. And because we've been battling, but look what Motive's done too to make an impact in bowling too. So listen, we've got some really wonderful people that work in the industry, and the companies. Like I said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for what they're doing, because I know how hard it is. We're doing it at Storm. From my perspective, our tour team's out there grinding every week. Rob Gaucho and Wesley Lowe and Joey, Criswanos, the 2 new kids this year on tour, and Mike Wolf and Dino Castillo and Jason Wojnar. Those are some big pipes, by the way.
Yes, they are.
and all those guys, you got to tip your cap, and you have a lot of respect for what those guys are doing too as well. And I have and like I said earlier, what EJ Tackett's doing these last couple of years is astounding.
It really is. Have you spoken to Simo about the frustration he's had the last couple years?
Actually, it's a great question. I watched Anthony Simonson win his first PBA title with Connor Pickford downstairs in Reno. when he was 18 years old.
Me too.
And
Good look right now, by the way. See,
and Anthony, I want to tell you something special about Anthony Simonson. Okay, my daughter is 18 now, and for 9 straight years on her birthday, she's gotten a phone call from one PBA player every year. For 9 years, and there's no reason he doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Anthony Simonson.
That's the shit people just don't know, and it's such a damn shame. And he would never say that. Obviously, he wasn't going to go bragging about it.
He's got one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen when he's off the lanes.
He vouches for him all the time. Every time he vouches for him.
Anthony moved to Vegas 8 years after me. We leveled lanes. We bullshitted together. He, myself, and Phyllis Ponterero, who I know you know.
I know Phyllis. We all know Phyllis.
She's always in the chat too, right?
We had a birthday cake. Like, you want to talk about one of the greatest human beings in the world?
He ranks up there. Just to finish your question, Rob, he is probably one of the most misunderstood people on social media when it comes to bowling.
Sure.
Because he burns hot. He also, his bowling IQ and his bowling acronym and his bowling mind is far superior for someone who's 27.
Tim, pros say that. Tim, we've had pros on here that we say, like, who's the guy? And they're like, Simo.
Who's the guy they're afraid of?
His
It's
brain
Simo.
is on a different level. The things he can do is on a different level.
Belmo said it.
These are the guys that are pros that are winning.
Belmo came on the show and said he was afraid of him.
Belmo said that's the heir apparent.
Yep. Ocho, he's different. He's different.
That's what and like there's pros and there's greats and then there's different. And that's the thing. And that's what
Belmo's different. Belmo's different in his way.
Which he knew, and he already knew it.
EJ's different in his way, and Simo's different in his way. I mean,
so is Kyle. So is Kyle.
And Kyle's different.
Too. I love Kyle.
And I'll take one step further. What we just saw the guy win on Sunday. Jesper.
Jesper.
Yeah, you know, so
Jesper's
any of these guys
that made hard lanes look easy within like 12 shots.
I said to my father, who is actually pretty good at bowling, I said to my father,
"You want a tournament?"
I have never seen Jesper do that. Jesper is happy.
He's been that
happier
close
than a
the
pig
entire
in
time.
shit.
Yeah,
and you don't see Jesper like that. Like something happened in his life. And all I want to do is hug him.
Think about this, Johnny. Johnny, think about this. He's a new father.
True.
Right? He's a new father. He's got different responsibilities now.
See, I didn't know that.
Emotion, the emotion of having win a real big one like that since he was 20. Okay, you know, that was a special win. And on top of that, guess what? He joined Dave Davis, Earl Anthony, Steve Cook, and Johnny Petraglia as the only lefties to ever win in Riviera.
That gives me goosebumps.
Think about that list.
Rob, I'm sorry to intercept, but because we have a Penn State native, I have to say this. Rory. It's imagine. I'm watching Jesper win that tournament. I'm watching the emotion. I'm watching Dad. I'm talking to you. Everybody, I wish bowling got what golf has.
Agreed.
Because watching Rory after 10 years, it's like watching Steve Jarvis 129 and then bowl 300.
Which is a great setup because after bogeying on 18 to force the tie with Justin Rose, then he birdies to win it.
I want to tell you guys, I'm going to give you guys a little inside info here. Jesper went 8-0 first round and had a 250 pin lead. Usually when you have a 250 pin lead with 16 games to go, you don't usually give that up. He went 1-7 the second round. Okay. And he was really hot. And Jesper doesn't get super hot like that. But he lost the lead. EJ regained the lead, 20 pins, but he had a big lead on third. So it looked like he was going to probably be 1 or 2 seeds. Do you guys know on Sunday when Rory lost the he missed the putt to win, and then he was in the golf cart. This is what I told Jesper. I said, "Hey Jesper, you watched the Masters on Sunday?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, You saw what happened to Rory McIlroy, right? He missed that putt. He's like, yeah. I said, do you know what his caddy said to him after that? Driving up to the green in the golf cart, getting ready for the playoff, Harry turned around and said, hey, Roars, if I told you on Monday that you were going to be in a playoff for the Masters, would you have taken it? He's like, I absolutely damn right I would have. I'm going to give him my arm to take it. So I said, hey, Jesper, I want to tell you something. If I told you with 8 games to go in the match play, that you'd be 20 pins out of the TV show for the PBA Tournament of Champions and you'd be number 1 or number 2 seed, would you have taken it?
Shit.
And he went, absolutely. And it reset him. And I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to drill a ball. We drilled a new ball. I said, got with Rob and our team. And I said, guys, I said, Jesper, this is what we're going to do. I said, after 3 games, I don't care if you bowl 279, game 3, we're switching balls. First game, he strikes out, shoots 268, gets the lead, shoots 269 the next game. Then
Hold on. Repeat that sentence. Repeat that sentence that you said. I don't care if you shoot 279, game 3.
Game 3, we're switching balls.
We're switching balls. Listen,
yeah.
This is
I can't even wrap my head around
people
that.
don't understand. This Rob, clip this fucking quote.
I
Because
will.
seriously, come on.
I did. I said it. And,
I know. I don't doubt you said it. It's just the
Yeah.
stuff that we don't know. He might know it. I don't know it. I'm an amateur. I'm such an amateur, and this stuff blows my mind. And I was an athlete. I was a baseball player. I was a wrestler. I rode motocross. I did all things.
So
I can't bowl for shit.
Yeah. So he shoots he bowls EJ Tackett, shoots 203, but a really good 203 and a tough pair, and doubled in the 10th, and we won the game.
And now you see this, obviously, too. Like,
And he looks at me, and I'm like, we're switching balls.
Holy shit.
On the blind, the next game, 279 win, 238 win, 240 win. He was 6-0, and then we had a 300-pin lead. And then he got the number 1 seed.
That's sick. That's
Tim, are you a physics major or something? Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I just want to know, are you a science major? Are you?
No. We listen, our whole tour team.
You understand motion and like, I guess things
Sure,
like
you've
that.
been around it long enough.
Well, listen, our tour team, we get a lot of information from everybody, right? I mean, that's why it's a team. We've got the 4 guys out there that are doing our best, and we're we're charting pairs every game. We're trying to give the bowlers the best opportunity to have the most success. But, we're making educated guesses, right? So a lot of that has to do with a lot of it has to do.
Yours wasn't a guess. Yours was a statement. Yours was an educated statement.
No, I just said we're switching balls.
Like, I don't give a fuck. Shoot 300. I don't care. Fuck that ball.
Yeah, we're not using it anymore.
Our bar reps
so ballsy,
more.
Man, like that's seriously so ballsy that like to have the confidence to know something that others don't know. That
Jesper has a lot. I think goes back to the bowling part of it too, right? I've got good communication with.
True.
I would hope a lot of
you are on the ends too. Well, we get that. So
I hope a lot of our staff think I try to help them and do the best I can. I obviously don't make the right call all the time, but I try to do my best and try to give the guys the best possible opportunity, to strike. We're all there trying to help them. But
do you understand the levity of what you said, Tim? You're not even following. You said if you shoot 279, I don't care. Switch balls.
I do.
That's amazing.
I do.
That's you. I mean, look, I'm not downplaying. I'm trying to say like the setting of this is so dramatic.
Yeah.
This is the Dino Castillo thing.
That's the Dino thing, yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
It's behind the scenes.
Well, it's just going. We didn't want to make the same mistake we made earlier in the block earlier, because the first block when we went 8-0, we were a little more aggressive in our ball changes. In the second block, he was bowling good scores, but we weren't as aggressive as the changes.
Right.
And I just said, we talked about it before we started. I said, we're going to be aggressive. He said, that's right. We're going to change balls. We're going to change balls. I said, all right, game 3, we're changing.
So like he's losing 240 to 220. Like he's not bowling bad. He's just not.
Yeah, I mean, he bowled. If you look at his score, if you look at his scores,
real quick, Tim, you can talk all you want. Rob, if you have something, I'm not going to ask my question. So Are you okay?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I like Tim to finish his answer, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I just like I said, we wanted to be aggressive, and that's what Ocho. That's what it boiled down to: be aggressive. And in the beginning of the week, I know Jesper gave me some credit about the physical thing, which I appreciate, but we're trying our best with everybody, right? And it was the first week where I said, "Hey, man, I think we need to rotate it a little bit more. Get it out in the lane and rotate it." Usually, Jesper's got to get up the back of it more because it gets into a heavier roll. But I said, let's take the red ball and rotate it. And then he rotated it. And he used it in the Pro-Am, which we bowled on the shot, and he ran him over. And I'm like, I said, we're going to lead. I think you're going to lead this bowling tournament. And then obviously, it worked out okay for him. So you got to credit the bowler, though. You got to credit Jesper. He's the guy that threw the shots. We're just trying to give him the blueprint along the way to try to help him. But man, that guy threw a lot of great shots, and I just tipped my cap to him, and I'm super proud of him.
I mean, there's got to be something with the confidence you gave him, though, too, because like if you're telling him, hey man, you're telling him like, hey dude, this is gonna work, and he starts.
Yeah, you got to make it. Listen
up the back of it and just piping it in, and he did. He totally did. It was amazing on a pattern that nobody was figuring out.
Yeah, Ocho, you got to make your players believe all the time.
Yeah, true.
You got to say it with conviction. If you're guessing, then the player's guessing. And
yeah, right. Hey, what should I do? I don't know. Maybe we should, but I'm telling you, Rob, clip that fucking bit where he was like, if you shoot 279. But again, and that's why when he told him what he did, he shot the red ball up and stayed behind it.
And he had confidence.
He was right up a 5 board.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's all of our guys.
Rob,
all of our guys.
Go ahead. Go, yeah. Rob. Go.
It's all of our guys. All of our team is doing the best they can. So
yeah.
What do you got, Rob?
We've seen a lot of ball reps the last few years on TV, as opposed to in years past. Obviously, you guys have always been there. Where do you think the focus? Or why do you think the focus has been on cutting to you in between shots? Like, when did that start, and whose idea was that? It's just a Fox thing, or
I think it was Fox, and I just think the producer and obviously they see how much we're there every single squad, every single ball that goes down the lane. The team's there the whole time, and I think it's if the reps weren't important, then we wouldn't be there. For all the companies wouldn't have anybody there.
True.
Right. So obviously our job is to try to help the company, and our job is to try to help our company get on the TV shows and win tournaments for Storm. Whether that's Jesper or Belmo or Simo or Kyle or or Chris Prather or Chris Vi or whoever it is, or Darren Tang, whoever it is. Our job is to do that. So I think the dynamic of you've seen a lot of reps, make some good calls for some bowlers, and then sometimes they don't. And I just think it's trying to educate from the coaching side perspective, and trying to get more of the educational side of it, to try to understand that this game is highly technical and highly there's a lot of variables and a lot of things going on at once.
Could a scientist figure this out? Serious shit. I'm not kidding, because I really feel like you have to be a physics major. You have to understand normal force, friction, rotation. Like, there's so many variables of science. I'm a science major. I know I hide my intelligence well, but I can't figure it out.
Yeah, but I can't talk to Simo the same way I talk to Belmo.
So that's true too, because it's player to player. That's true
and I can't talk to Vi the same way I talk to Kyle Troop.
Right.
And I can't talk to Wes Malott, when we're in the heat, like I could talk to Arturo Quintero. So
I love that you said that,
because it's
the sexiest thing. The sexiest thing about you, Tim, is forget your belt. Forget how amazing you are. You figured out a way to. We talked to Schlem, Rad Rob, last week. You have to control the brains of the best in the world now.
That's it. That's what it is.
And
not easy.
Whoever it is, you have to put on dress pants. You have to go up every single day.
It's hard, guys. It's hard. It's not easy.
Do you ever miss it?
I miss throwing the ball, I can tell you that. But Are you guys going to answer Carolyn Dorland Ballard, one of the greatest to ever throw it?
I did. Just like this. This is what I did.
Who's the man in the mask? Maybe?
Sorry about that plane.
It's okay.
He's under federal protection, CDB, so he can't reveal his true identity on the air. So,
and he's the suckiest bowler with a high average
CDB
too.
Actually shows up here. She is
all-time great.
We have a great chat.
She is an all-time great.
Yes.
I watched her make 19 shows one year, 19 out of 24 shows. I think it was in 2001. It was like
that's sick.
Tim, my favorite human in the world is Liz Johnson.
Yeah,
that's my date to Bravo or whatever Italian restaurant. We go everywhere together, and CDB shows up here.
Yeah.
So,
he's trying to make her jealous. Trying to make her jealous. That's smart. I get it. I get it.
I am like Carolyn.
Don't be jelly.
Sorry, Carolyn. Sorry,
Carolyn. You can be my date anytime. I promise you.
We got Mrs. Bone in the house
your
too.
Hooks on these.
Timmy,
there she is.
You bring everybody to the yard, Timmy.
Another great human being.
And then the legend shows up. Then
another great human being right there, Leslie Bone.
Then we have Leslie.
I still have my damn Sensi that I got from Leslie. FYI, and I tell her this every time.
You want to talk about somebody who's passionate about bowling and does things the right way.
Listen, I did my best when I was married to Andrea to offer her my couch, and to this day, you want to talk about the greatest place in the world to be? It's Rev Rates.
True
Rev Rates, Howlings. Let's go. Let's go.
My buddy John's in the chat. Ocho.
And by the way, check the archives. Rob, check the archives because Leslie was on the show about maybe 3 months ago.
She was.
We had a great bone legacy. That's the other thing people have to do. Check the archives.
We had Brandon, Justin,
Parker was on. Everybody did so good, stylish.
It's amazing amazing what the Bone family has done for bowling. Not only obviously in New Jersey down there at Howell, but also just around the country and around the world. They're
well, Tim, this goes back to what you're saying. It's consistency, awesomeness, and
profound respect for the Bone family, no doubt.
All of our
they really are though. No, but
all of our viewers,
special people,
they've always been right there. They've always been right there.
Evelyn sees a rabbit. Hang on.
There's a lot going on over there.
I said it time in and time out on this show, Tim. Bowling has some of the most greatest people of any sport, honestly. I mean,
no doubt.
Down to earth, blue collar, the everyday guy. That's what bowling's always been.
Yeah, and we obviously we always hope it aspires to be something bigger and better than what it is. I mean, I just like when Johnny asked me earlier, what are you going to do to try to get better tomorrow? Just try to find a way to impact somebody, whether somebody comes through the pro shops or if it's a phone call with somebody, just do the best I can. Hey, JD, love me some John Daniel.
Yes, he's a good friend of everyone.
What a bowler, guys. You guys didn't get a chance to see it. I got to witness it.
True.
That guy was a stud and was a stud for a long time.
This kid's good too.
Are we talking about JD?
JD was special.
Yep.
Listen.
Special.
Mike Newman, JD, Dave Gwendon, and Rudy. And then there's Tim Mack.
Oh shit.
Rudy Reds is always in the house too.
That's it.
I said it.
Story's over.
I said it.
So many great amateur bowlers. It's seriously
over.
There's a lot of good ones.
That should have been about like right at the end of that one. That's how that should have ended. That was
I can't bring Robert into this because Robert
Francois
gave me my one chance in Vegas, and I stayed there for 12 years. So Robert, you are the best.
He's bowling league now.
Get
all of his buddies.
Off that Nakashima driver.
And he live streams too.
I'm glad they got to hear the story about the brackets because I lived it with Robert. I got to live it.
That's so cool.
It was amazing. And guys, as I mentioned earlier in the show, as I get older and I get further away from it, I have a more profound appreciation for what has transpired and what has happened. But I still want to try to create one more time of magic. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to try to.
All right, tell you what, Tim. I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure you can't.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can.
You know
either,
what?
Tim.
You're not cut out for this shit.
No,
I don't think you're cut out for any more magic.
No, you lost it. Don't
Just
even try
let
it.
you know. You know why?
Don't
Because
even
you
do
don't have this and you don't have this. So maybe you should just sit back and just sit home, not do anything. Now, prove my dumb ass wrong. Although it doesn't really help. It doesn't hold any water. I know I'm just a scab. Would have been funny for the show. People who are watching in the beginning, you'll get the joke, damn it.
And then watching now, they're like, "Why are they talking shit to Tim? What's wrong with those guys?"
Well, they'll just be like, "It's Ocho. That's fine. It's normal."
Yeah.
Honestly, though, Tim, we've never ever heard anybody say anything bad about you. Honestly,
Well, I
you
appreciate
were
it.
one of the most respected people ever. Not even just in bowling, just in life. To be honest,
Jim,
And
you're
that-
so humble. Like when we say this, you dip your head, and I'm like, "My God, this guy."
No, we
he's
mean
like-
it. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass.
I know.
Like,
I know. I honestly, I'm serious. Like the guy should. Maybe it's good. Maybe this is what fuels him. Maybe this is why he's so successful. Embrace the greatness, but he's like, "Nah, come on, guys." Like he just, "Nah, come on." That's so nice of you, and it's just you being humble. This is not a knock. This is your personality, and that maybe does turn you to the next page to make you do what you do.
Yeah, I don't know what the future holds, guys. I see Chuck's asked me if I'm going to bowl any events. I had a needle stuck in my shoulder yesterday, right in here, and went all the way down into my right to where my steel is in my bone. They took some fluid out, and then I had
Wait a second here.
Doctor.
Wait a second. Wait.
Here comes the doctor.
Here,
They stuck a needle in you to take what out?
They took fluid out. I'm going to.
You have bursitis, I assume, or
no, bursitis.
you have a bursa even? I just saw a scar that looked like my jacket
Bursitis?
zipper.
Like
Hey,
I
Ocho.
said, doctor.
Ocho, this is my shoulder.
Oh damn!
Oh my God!
Okay, those are what's in my shoulders,
Leave
buddy.
that. Oh, hang on. Don't move that.
Tim should have never done this.
No, it's fine. It's
go.
fine.
There we go.
I got it. I got it.
Got it?
Well, they put the cap on, so you don't have a humeral head anymore. Like what happened?
No, that was yeah. I have both of my shoulders replaced and my knee replaced. So I have 3 major joints replaced, and my right shoulder has been replaced twice because
twice.
The first one, the piece broke inside, and then my bicep tendon was torn off. So that was the
it came off the transverse ligament. Yes, of course. That's what. Okay.
Okay, so
you had a full cap replaced. So you have your rotator cuff muscles are still attached or not even?
Yeah, no, they're still in there, and that's why I had the. When you get an anatomical shoulder replacement, and I'm sure the fans probably don't want to hear about this, but I'm sorry.
I want to hear about it.
They
want to hear about this.
I don't care what they want to hear.
Yeah. Well, if I had your guns, I probably wouldn't have my shoulder like today.
Your arms, you're good. You're good.
That's fair.
So they take a saw and they literally cut it out, and then they implant.
Yeah, they got the cap in. That's the glenohumeral head.
And if you can look at here, if you look here a little closer,
and they shoot it down the shaft of the humerus. So that's
you see the plastic pieces that they drill into your side. See the plastic?
Yep.
That gets drilled into your bone as well.
I didn't know they went to plastic. I thought it was still titanium. I didn't even know.
And titanium. That's it's an example of it.
How hard is this?
My left arm is unbelievable. My right arm, I bowled today. You can see.
Okay, all right, okay.
But the reason why I had the injection is because they think something's wrong with if my rotator cuff is damaged, I have to have another shoulder replacement, but I have to have the reverse where they turn it around.
That's the flip. Yes, that's the last. That's the last
thing they can do.
That's
exactly.
So here's the thing. Remember, underhand is natural, so you're not there yet.
I carry.
If you were a pitcher, yeah, but you're rolling underhand. Underhand is literally how you do it. So you're good.
The bear.
So you know what? Not one time did Bear say the whole Ocho thing like this. I'm fucking Bear's #1 fan.
I love the Bear. The Bear bowls 300 every other week at Wallington.
No kidding. He did that to me when. Oh my God, it's not even fair. I had a 180 average, but It's not the point. Listen, Tim. So yes, I understand the injection now. I get it. Underhand is natural, so let it work too. Though you have
the
to,
reason why I got the injection is because they injected dye into my arm
to see where.
To see
Yeah,
if
they got to see
the
where the ligament tear is or something like that.
see if
Ligament
it's
tear.
torn.
You still have you have ligaments, luckily, but there's so much plastic to roll around. I took a picture of it. I have it.
That's what I've been dealing with for the last couple of years. That's why.
Any questions you have, I got you. I promise you. I'll guide you.
I don't know if you would remember this name, but he lived in Wallington. He was a heck of a bowler when I was growing up. He's a shoulder and wrist surgeon. His name's Frank Alberta. He lived in Wallington. He was a great guy, and he went to Seton Hall. And he was a great bowler, and he's a doctor. He's a surgeon.
He's a wrist. That's brilliant for what wrist surgery is.
Shoulder and elbow surgery. Shoulder and elbow.
No kidding, man. Good for him. I mean, shit. I'm sorry, but I mean, I used to work on elbows all the time and wrists. That was my thing. But Rob, go ahead, take it away.
Sorry, Rob. We got off the beaten path there.
No. It's all good. It's all good. We're nearing almost 2 hours, so so much more I want to get into.
I am so thankful to be on this show to say hi to you guys and really the people that came on to say hello and just thankful. That's what I am. Thankful that I could tell a little bit of my story, but that video that you sent, I'm sure, I don't know if you could send it to me, Rob.
Sure.
I'm very grateful that
I'll make sure he does it, Tim. I got it. I'll make sure he does it.
Yeah.
But I'm super, like I said, I followed the show and, I've never come on, but maybe next time I'll get on some of the comments, but it's really cool what you guys are doing and continue to do and have done for a long time. And like I said, my story's a little unique. It's a little different than most. And, if you want to hear more about it, we get on again and maybe down the road.
That's what we want, man. That's literally what this is. We want more bowling. Let's keep it going. The new people, let's keep it going, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, we could talk about the Lumberjacks next time.
Yes, I definitely want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get a chance to do that. I'm sorry because I maybe got off the beaten path a little bit, but
this is our mantra.
I'll leave you with this. I am sad.
My
super
last
sad.
Thank you for taking care of me for like 25 years.
I'll have your back always.
Every day, even though I'm Brunswick. SPI all day.
I'll have your back.
We'll let the fellas separate.
Rob, take it away. Take it away.
We'll definitely talk. It does talk about the league. I want to go extensively into the league next time we have you.
I'd love to talk about it. If you want to talk about it during this week or next time you're on,
you're gonna be on again for sure.
Yeah, because the league is obviously this weekend, so I'm not part of it. I have my own feelings on it.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to say that
something really special.
Yeah, that could be its own show. Honestly, just about the league. And
But I'm like I said, thank you so much for finally having the opportunity to come on here, guys. I'm really thankful.
I appreciate you working with us.
Thank you, man. Come on, dude. Stop doing that. Thank you.
Fuck us. Thank you.
Or him.
Thank you.
No, I mean I'm married, so
yeah.
No. Again, I know your schedule's busy. I appreciate you working with me for the last couple of months trying to get on, but
we'll get on it again.
I'll email that video to you when we get off the air, so you can have that, and I'll keep in touch with you, brother.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it so much, guys.
All right, Tim. We my honor. Truly humbled to have you on the show. Seriously, we'll see you next time. Thanks, Tim.
No joke. Fun talking, man.
Cheers, boys.
All the best, buddy.
What do you do with somebody like that? What do you do? Rob?
Dude, how many times have we said this, Johnny? Every week, right? Like, how do our guests keep getting better? And that's not disrespecting anybody we've ever had on. Everybody's been fantastic, but
it's when he said I gotta get into Wes Malot's head, I gotta get in Jesper's head, that's the fucking.
I can't talk to Simo the same as Belmo. I can't talk to Vi the same.
Again, that's what I said. It's like he might be a physics major and not even know it. And he's like, well, I just know. I get it. You know ball rotation, but there's still so much more to it, man.
But it's knowing
individual. Dude, the whole fucking Rob, clip that one. If you bowl 279, fucking change the ball. You have to clip that and put it in the intro.
How do you feel, Rob?
it amazing. Truly
Or like an
amazing.
amateur, like I don't know what the fuck this guy even knows. Like that's I'm not. I feel stupid. But
It's
I'm a smart guy.
amazing. It's amazing to me that he put his own PBA career on ice and said, "You know what? Fuck that. I'm going to make an impact on this game greater than almost anybody else could. I'm going to go worldwide." Well before Tom Clark even had an inkling of creating the World Series and say, I want to get more people from around the world to fucking bowl.
Yeah, he might have been the creator of international bowling, like you said. You said it, Rob, right?
It's disgusting.
Tim Mack is
that's impressive, man. Like
everybody.
That's selfless. That is so selfless, Johnny.
Everybody.
But it's yeah, right. You know exactly. It's like you're gonna get no accolades for doing this, but
he is now.
No one's even gonna know you did, but yet it's still out there.
Right.
He gave us
still out there.
2 hours. 2 hours. Let's for like 1 second, before we go to the imbecile or just
no
go
imbecile.
Inside.
Yeah, no imbecile.
This is what I do.
The way he talked to us is the way he talks to his guys.
Dude, he was appreciative though. Like he was like, man, and the
putting over us, putting over the show. He didn't have to do
like
that.
he was
right?
like, you guys, I'm so glad you guys are doing this for bowling. You're trying to get the sport going. Like,
and he hits all the legends. He hits Leslie.
Yeah,
he hits like he knows exactly what to say and how to.
It's
say
just
it.
funny. It's like if they really knew it, it's a couple of yahoos, and we're doing a show, and we're like, wait, what, us? And I don't mean him because I know he's been around the block a whole bunch, but like,
yeah,
we are we're like, really?
Look how many people came in that aren't normally here. Like we have a murderous row of chat of fans every week, but the people that came in tonight just to say hi,
man.
Yeah,
we'll get one each week. Tonight we got all of the ones from each week.
Right, Rob, I did tell you
that was fucking wild.
While I was delivering pizzas today, I said I'm so pumped up to talk to Tim. Dude, just turn on any everybody watching before I say it, any world team championship,
yeah,
just turn it on. Robert Smith, thank you for being here.
Yeah, he even said he verified my story, man.
The first man that gave me a shot in Vegas, and also my dearest friend.
Look into that next time.
That Nakashima driver, dude. That shaft is way
Rob,
too
what's my Twitter handle anyway? I don't even remember it.
I don't care.
To like 68
You're never on there.
Not 78.
Give an outro.
We're done.
If you were on Twitter, Oach, I would plug your handle.
I
You're
do.
never on there.
I'm not on there. That's my problem. My daughter runs my Twitter account.
At the DR Ocho. At JPJR07.
I run
at
these
Rob Gaming.
only because the lighting is perfect. Dude, I literally have perfect lighting. Not even kidding. Serious shit. Look at the fucking.
Look at this guy. Look at that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, go ahead, man. Pull it up. Get him up there. I'm cramping.
I'm just a beginner. I'm just a beginner. Anyway. Again, special thanks to Tim Mack for coming on. We're going to talk about the league next time, the PBA league, because that is absolutely a show that needs to be talked about.
He was awesome.
Get into the Belmo vape bullshit. He's too classy for that. He probably wouldn't have, fuck Sean Rash. That's all we got to say. Fuck, you suck, Sean.
Well, so is he a Doc Sullivan now?
Yes.
Dude.
Sean Rash is blacklisted from Straight Up 5.
Yeah, Sean.
Eat a dick, Sean.
Well, unless he wants to come on and freaking air his grievances.
No, fuck him. I don't want him on. He can go to Costco and he can get an industrial size bag of dicks and he can eat every one. That's how I feel. I'm sorry, Jesus.
Listen, I don't judge anybody, but I think that'd be riveting straight up.
I do.
Fuck Sean Rash. That's all I got to say about that.
I do.
All right.
We love you guys. Now, seriously, thanks again to Tim Mack for coming on. We're going to have him back. Next week, we got Larry Legend, Larry Lickstein coming on the show. We were talking about his son tonight.
I think Larry Bird was coming on here. God damn
Fuck Larry.
I do.
Fuck Larry Bird, too. And I'm a Celtics fan.
Larry Bird's going to be on next week. Larry Legend from French Lick, Indiana.
So, guys, next week is 3 hours. Larry Rich. Let's go. Love you guys.
He's excited to come on. So yeah, we're excited for that too. Anyway, we got PBA playoffs going on this weekend. The finals are going to be next month, so there's going to be a month between. That's dumb. It's stupid fucking schedule this year, but in any event, I'm sure it's not Tom Clark's fault. Anyway, Evelyn, Johnny, Ocho, Timmy, Mack, good night. We love you guys. We'll see you next week with Larry Lichstein, everybody's favorite Larry. Jesus doesn't mind fresh eats a bag of dicks. Comment of the night. You get a gold star, Thomas Leonard.
It being Easter and all.
Thanks for watching.
Thomas, that's an Easter comment. That's all.
Sorry. God bless America. God bless bowling.
You're the winner.
I'm hitting the outro. Good night, everybody. Oh, hold on. Before we do that, here we go.
Good night.
Go to the fair. Union County, Illinois. Nothing compares to the fair.
Nothing.
Rod Rob always has it. Always has it.
Oh, man. You're not even.
Always knows.
Good night, everybody.
He had it. Never mind.
Always knows.
We out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Johnny Jr. at JPJR07. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question for Johnny? Send your questions to straightup5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5 with Johnny Petraglia Jr. Right here on the Rad Rob Radio Network.